Well, behind me, this was the scene in uptown Charlotte today. Snow flurries quickly turning to sleet and freezing rain, causing an absolute mess out there for folks in and around the city. WCNC Charlotte's Austin Walker is live in uptown now. Austin, what does it look like out there now?
Yeah, hey guys, so it was actually really nice to have that snow falling all across the Queen City, but sadly it has left us and now we're stuck with this freezing rain as the temperatures just feel like they're getting colder and colder. Now we're currently actually off of I-77 just before exit 7, which is the Clanton exit, and you can really see behind me that traffic is moving normal. You're actually seeing some people like that guy right there really just flying by, and that's what experts and officials are saying is the biggest concern. As this rain just continues to fall, it's going to freeze at some point and it's going to get harder, and it's going to be harder for those drivers. Now, NCDOT and also CDOT have worked for days before this wintry mix to make sure everything was prepped. We're seeing that brine put all over those North Carolina roads. CDOT also working themselves to make sure drivers are prepared as well. They said if you had to go somewhere, don't. Stay home if you can. It's the safest thing that you can do right now. But also today in South End, we did see some plows actually also out too. We saw them moving from one area to another, trying to go to those maybe harder hit areas that saw an accumulation of ice and snow. So this all being said, some drivers tell us that they were excited and happy to, of course, see this snow here in the Queen City, but say these drivers maybe don't need it because Charlotte doesn't have the best history when it comes to it.
I think it's definitely going to be a problem for drivers here. Most people aren't used to it, and so then, conditions get worse and more accidents occur.
Yeah, it's terrible out there. My tires are spinning. Drivers aren't prepared for this. Kind of icy streets. Yeah, definitely a little bit slower than usual out there.
Yeah, so even driving here, that drive over some bridges was a little bit icy, so obviously take your time. NCDOT and CDOT say they're going to be continuing to surveying the conditions across our area as we head into our later hours and into the morning. Again, things are just going to get colder. That water is going to sit on the ground and just continue to freeze. Now, we've always mentioned that we're out here trying to give you the latest updates, but again, our team cannot get to every single area, so we ask you if you can to send us your photos and videos where you're at. Tell us where you're at. This can be done on our WCNC app through our Near Me feature. It really does paint the best picture on what we can show everybody else to make sure everybody knows that the weather will have a big impact and you're really doing your part. You can do that on WCNC mobile app. For now, we are live in Charlotte. Austin Walker, WCNC Charlotte.
Thanks for all that, Austin. Looking ahead right now, the conditions already having a major impact on flights scheduled for tomorrow at Charlotte Douglas. We checked just moments ago, and right now more than 200 flights have already been canceled. Another 41 have been delayed. Saturday is shaping up to be another messy travel day in Charlotte, but hopefully as the temperatures do go up and some of that ice melts in the afternoon, flights will be able to return to normal. Now a live look at App State over in Boone right now, where the snow has been falling in the mountains for hours. It will be a tough night there in the mountains tonight with severe weather hitting areas that are still recovering from Hurricane Helene. Our Myles Harris spent the day there today and breaks down what they're seeing right now.
The snow certainly making its presence felt in the highlands, specifically in the Boone area. And as that snow continues to pile up, crews are constantly working to keep the roads safe and the area warm. For some brave the snow, crews were out working like clockwork to treat the roads.
We'll be servicing from Boone all the way back down to Hickory, and then from Asheville to all the way back down to Rutherford.
On Friday, Boone saw snow cover much of the area, forcing some local businesses to leave their doors closed. As the winter weather swept through Boone, Watauga County Emergency Services attacking the weather with an all-hands-on-deck approach.
So we do typically put on an extra telecommunicator in the 911 center just to help out with call volume. We get a lot of property damage accidents, so minor fender benders, things like that. So helping to triage those calls and get help needed get help to where it's needed as fast as we can.
A need as the area is still picking up the pieces following Hurricane Helene.
That does create problems with the debris still in the waterways. That causes some flooding, and then ice damming will occur now as that water tends to freeze around objects and debris in the rivers and streams. So that can cause some problems fairly quickly that are different than in years past.
North Carolina Governor Josh Stein made it very clear that he will be having his team and his office work to make sure that this area has as many resources as possible, whether that's warm clothes or even warm shelter as well. In downtown Boone, I'm Myles Harris, WCNC Charlotte.
I'll take a look at this. This is a live look over Hickory right now. You can see snow on the ground and more of that wintry mix coming down. WCNC Charlotte's Pierre spent her day in Hickory and joins us with what folks are seeing there right now.
The snow and freezing rain really creating some challenging driving conditions here in Hickory. As the winter weather continues, trucks with spreaders and snowplows are ready, and teams are working in 13-hour shifts to keep the roads clear for emergency travel. Now, one troubled area is a portion of 127 at 2nd Avenue Southeast, where several cars have gotten stuck on the hill.
But it's starting to build up. Already saw one accident where a vehicle ran off the road.
Hickory officials tell me crews are working around the clock to keep roads safe. Despite the challenges, many residents I've spoken to say they're looking forward to enjoying the snow.
We haven't seen snow in so long, and this is coming from the south, so I know it's going to be a winter.
I love the snow. I'm excited. I'm excited to go home and cuddle up on the couch.
For now, officials asking folks to help keep the roads clear and only travel if necessary. In Hickory, Pierre, WCNC Charlotte.
Slick roads, a big concern right now across the area. WCNC Charlotte's Anna King went to Gastonia, where slippery roadways led to several crashes throughout the day.
Yeah, the snow here has subsided, and for the last few hours it's just been more icy rain, and so this road here behind me is actually slick, and this is what officials have been warning people about all day driving on this slick road. They're telling people to stay off the road and stay home if you can. So far today, since the snow started at 1 p.m., officials have confirmed 39 accidents with no injuries and 15 with injuries. That's 54 accidents since 1 p.m. today, all weather related. So tonight we are again reminding everyone to steer clear of the roads if you can.
The speed limits are designed for when the roads are in perfect condition, but as the roads begin to deteriorate, we need to bring our speeds down a little bit, increase our falling distances. In the event that we have a power outage and you come to a four-way intersection and the power's out, treat it as a four-way stop. Make sure that no one's coming through the intersection before you proceed on.
All really good advice, but the best advice is to just stay home. It's cold out here anyway, so try to do emergency workers a favor and stay indoors. And again, I checked in with those emergency workers, and they're reminding you that bridges and overpasses freeze first, so try to avoid those as much as possible. For now, here in Gastonia, Anna King, WCNC Charlotte.